What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. Keys open doors. I had to bring back the OG intro, you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all see I got the good dooski? I mean, this ain't a silky, it's velvet, man. Get it understood. Anyways, today, man, I'm here to talk to y'all about chords. Chord progressions, chords, and how learning chords will change your whole life as a producer. I'm not even lying. Let's get straight into it, man. I'm not the type of person who's gonna be like, this is a suspended second, first, third chord. Don't care. I'm just gonna tell y'all how your ear is going to help you. You can train your ear. You can do things with your ear and your brain, right? That you don't need to know all the extra vocabulary, and you don't have to have a spectacular vernacular, you know what I mean? So boom, this is how we do it. Make sure you hit the like and sub. First things first, man, I grew up playing piano. A lot of what I hear when it comes to like chord progressions and things like that, it comes from just inspiration from growing up, basically, as a fan of music. This is a free kit that I dropped 2024, 100 free midis for y'all, man. Go get it, link in the description. I'm gonna start with this chord progression right here. I want to show y'all how you can build chord progressions like this. Let's start with absolutely nothing. First thing you need to know, man, this is FL Studio. It's a cheat code. FL Studio in itself is the cheat code. So right click this note right here, and what you're gonna wanna do, let's start in D minor, because I know I usually make a lot of samples D minor, D sharp minor. You're gonna go to your note, right click D. Then you're gonna go to over here to the scales and hit natural Aeolian. Now we have our scale set. Every highlighted note, like the light ones, those are all the notes in the scale, and there's 7 notes in the scale, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we back at D. This is your scale right here. This is the D minor scale. The good thing about FL Studio, you can click this thing now, the little note, turn it on, make sure it's green. Now all the notes that you play are gonna be in key on the scale, so you can literally make melodies that easy just leaving this lock on. But start with your root notes, right? Let's slow this down a little bit. Start with your root notes. Let's make a little West Coast bounce, like so. What you want to do is skip every other note. This is how you make a triad. Skip that one, skip that one. You can move this down. You start at the root note, skip a note going down, and then skip another note going down. Now you can take a note out and just have 2 notes together, what they call power chords or dyad. And you can also move this note up one or move it down one to kind of give it like more tension, you know? Even having those 2 notes together kind of sounds good. So what you want to do is have your root note start by just skipping a note up or down. So even going up, it's a whole different vibe. Now what happens if we take our root note, skip a note, skip a note, skip a note, and just keep skipping notes? See how fat that chord is? And a lot of times what happens is people will build big chords like this, but in reality, it's just minor chords stacked on top of each other. You know what I mean? It's not like, it looks super complex, but it's not too crazy when you really think about it. Really, you're just skipping notes and moving them around to match what your ear wants to hear. So this is what I really want to do, is build a quick progression. So let's start with this D and then turn on the metronome. So what I hear is dun, 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 something real simple like that. So this is how we're gonna do it. All right, real easy progression right there. So this is how we're gonna build it out. Starting at the beginning, same thing I told y'all, just skip notes. First one we're gonna skip here, and then what I'm doing is holding Alt and then right click, and so you can hear the chord. What we can do is have this copy over, and then it'll be dun, 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 dun. So that sounds kind of cool to me. Just to start, I'm gonna just copy that like that. And so now when I get to this point, what I'm thinking is, okay, I can either go here, skip a note, skip a note, skip a note. And if that's the progression I want, then that sounds cool, because it's really just going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is another cheat code I was going to show y'all a little bit later. But basically, if you have your chord and you drop it down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's always going to sound good. I don't know what that's called. I think it's the 157 or something like that, but I told y'all it's not about the theory, it's about just your ear. So just remember that trick when you have a sound that you like, or even a key that you like. If you have C and you go up 5 and play those together, it's always going to sound good, whatever note you're at. And then now what we want to do is get to this one, skip a note, and then let's listen to what that sounds like. So, and there's our progression right there. See, it's really that easy. Now we get into more technical things and kind of where my brain goes when I'm trying to where my brain goes when I'm trying to build melodies like the one I showed y'all in the beginning. First thing I want to do is drop all these bass notes down, just probably 2 octaves. Now that already gives it like more depth. If you want to add even more depth, you can add these bass notes up an octave, so it'll be the same thing. See what I mean? So it's giving it more and more space, and it's actually building the chord to do more things if you want to in the future. Like your ear picks up on different frequencies as you're adding to it, so you're actually able to kind of like hear more ideas, if you follow what I'm saying. That sounds kind of wild, but it makes sense. Now what we want to do is play with the velocities to kind of give it more like a human feel, and so I just do Alt R for that, you know, kind of play with those. Now we want to get into like transposing the notes, which means just taking one note and bringing it down an octave or up an octave, wherever you want to go. So we have our progression going. Let's see what happens if we take this, and this, and just drop it down like that. What I'm gonna do is maybe bring this one up. I like this chord, but the D's a little heavy. Pause. I'm gonna bring the A down. There we go. That's cool. So now I'm gonna bring all these A's down because I kind of like that start of the progression more. I'm gonna bring this A up too. Bring that G down. Cool. So this is kind of how I like play with the progressions to kind of like get different feels and different voicings, I guess you could say. And another thing too is just strumming, which gives a real human feel to the melodies. So if you highlight everything and then do Alt S, it'll bring up this strummizer. You can kind of play with those. Now what we want to do for our progression is add in little filler notes like the ones that y'all heard in the progression or the melody I showed you in the beginning. So I'm gonna play it through and kind of just see where my ear takes me. So something like that. Excuse me. Just remember that whenever you have chords, whenever you have notes in a chord, what's like 3 or 4 notes, whatever it is, however many notes it is, you can always play those notes out as single notes and it's gonna sound good because it sounds good together, right? So sometimes what I'll do, just as a little cheat, is copy something like this and just move them around and maybe even play with the velocities on here so it's not as noticeable, maybe kind of tucked off in the back, but playing around with the timing, and it doesn't have to be on grid. That kind of gives it more of a human feel as well. So let's hear how this sounds. And I might even pitch these up or do something else with them, but let's see. So I'm already hearing something like, this is coming in too early, like. So this is how I like to build those kind of like vintage, like counter melodies like in the back of my progression, I'll just kind of walk y'all through it as best I can. So you see how I already started by bringing those up and kind of moving them around timing wise. So now I'm here done. So that sounds cool. Now I'm hearing something like that. Something like that is like really how I do. I would export this as a MIDI for a kid or something like that. And from here you can take these. Let's not stop at just playing in D minor. Let's see what it sounds like going up. So I just go shift up. That sounds even better. I'm gonna export this. Let's do another one, man, because I feel like I really didn't give up like too much sauce, but that was really like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, that's exactly how I do it right there. Now real quick, man, if you like that melody that you just heard, y'all need to tap into this kit that I'm about to drop. Not lying, man. Major key coming very soon, bro. It's gonna have 250 midis, all different vibes, vintage, trap, Memphis, West Coast, Detroit, everything that you need to really start cooking up whatever genres you want to work on. I also got accents, phrases, loops, beat builders, starters, all the works, man. So make sure y'all tap in. I'm gonna put the link in the description. If you get something for free on the site, I'm gonna add you to the wait list. Now the next thing I really want to focus on with y'all, man, not overthinking the progression. I want to show y'all this clip real quick of her, the artist, talking about how you can make hits with literally just 2 chords.
Really, when it comes to songwriting, I think when you're by yourself creating, it's easy to overthink and to say, you know, I need a bunch of chords, I need to know a bunch of chords, or, you know, my progression needs to be impressive. And when it comes to writing a song, it's not about what's the most impressive. It's about what feels good, what feels authentic, what feels like it's the perfect foundation of what you want to say or what you might want to say.
One thing that I want you to start focusing on as a new producer or as somebody who's been making beats forever, wherever you are, the heart of a song is the chord progression. I believe that more than it's the drums or the vocals. Every single song has a chord progression, unless it's just like all drums, I guess. I don't know, but every song has like a progression, and if you are able to find chords that work, then you're always gonna be able to make good music. Listen to your favorite song, take out the vocals, put it in the EQ, and just do this, and then you have, like I said, the heart. I feel like it's like when I was making beats coming up, I feel like I would always get stuck melody wise, and it's because I wasn't able to translate my chord ideas into the DAW. But as soon as you learn how to do that, you can easily make, like, you know, samples or melodies like the ones you just saw me make, like, in minutes. It doesn't take very long because you're just able to like put your ideas on the board, you know what I mean? A lot of y'all know as kind of like the running joke online of the Travis Scott, like the 2 chords that he uses, the minor progression that he always uses, and he does use that progression a lot. It works. All I want to do now is just show y'all what you can really do with 2 chords and how simple it is to get that idea going. Same thing, just skipping right here. Let's go, let's do that little Travis Scott, right? And this is how you do it, just bringing this one down, right? Copy these. Maybe I'll bring this one up every fourth, you know. That sounds cool. And then I love that progression just like that. And now what we want to do is bring this one down. And I'll even take these out to kind of give it like more of a dramatic feel, just with the low bass note. Let's do 2 of those instead. Now what you want to start doing is adding a top line, right? So I'm hearing like something repetitive, like like that. Like that. Now all we gotta do is just drop this down. And that's really how this is. I'm telling y'all, man, it's really that easy. Like, skipping the notes will get you the idea that you want. Transposing them will give you the feeling that you want. And then all you need to do from there is just add in little accents or just top lines, backing, things that kind of like make it feel more human, you know. Don't forget, like, even adding, you know, changing your velocities, doing things like that, of course. But main thing is just the idea of making chord progressions shouldn't be so daunting. It should just be starting with like a note and letting your brain kind of work out the rest, you know. I mean, I really do just think that the cheat codes they give us with scale highlighting, you know, being able to set different scales, being able to make it so you can only play in that scale, things like that. It's like, if you use that to your advantage, even if you use that to just lay your base idea and then start transposing things and doing things like that, you can really get into a lot. So I don't know, I didn't want to make this video too much in depth. I just wanted to make something that, like, if I had this video 10 years ago, it would have helped me start making a lot better progressions a lot earlier. So I hope this helped, man. Make sure y'all hit the like and sub. Let me know in the comments what y'all want to see next, and if I missed anything that you need to see in this video, I'm glad to make a little short on it or just answer the question in the comments. You already know, man, big keys, not the little one. You did.